Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us here today. We are so excited to be sharing with you how you can supercharge your Microsoft Teams with GoTo Connect. Now, before we jump into it, I'm just going to go take another minute of your time to go over a few items. First, don't worry about multitasking. We don't want you to try to keep up by taking notes. We want you to stay fully engaged in today's session. We will make sure you receive the recording of today's session when the event concludes. Also, we want to hear all your questions. Submit them to our speakers by typing them into the questions button at the top right-hand side of your window, and we'll dive into a live Q&A later on, and we'll get through as many of those questions as possible. So please drop those questions as they pop into your head, and we will get through as many of them as possible later today. Lastly, let us know what you think. How can we continue to make our content better? Let us know what you're interested in. So if you have 60 seconds to spend on our survey, it will pop up at the end of today's session, and we'd love to hear from you directly. If you've joined the presentation listening through your computer speaker system by default, but you'd prefer to join over the telephone, just select phone call on your webinar control panel and dial in from there. Awesome. Now that we've gone over those housekeeping details, right before we jump into the rest of the session, I wanted to take another second to mention that today's session is brought to you by GoTo. Here at GoTo, we help people and businesses do their best work simply and securely from anywhere. GoTo offers a full suite of capabilities you see here, including GoTo Webinar, which is what's driving today's session. We have a number of flagship solutions to meet your communications and IT needs and offer key integrations to market-leading business solutions. But enough about GoTo at a high level, that is, and let's get into today's session. So it'll help you to get to know the speakers a little bit before they start sharing their insights. First, we have Max Mashad, who has 13 years of VoIP and WebRTC technology experience and has been with GoTo for 8 years, where he is currently the Director of Product Manager. We'll also have Ben Elder joining. He is a solutions consultant for GoTo, and he has 10 years of VoIP experience with GoTo. He has worked in support, implementation, field, and now in pre-sales, so he has seen the product from all angles. We are so happy to have you both with us here today. So what will we cover? First, we're going to hear from we'll hear about GoTo Connect integration. We'll talk about the options and features to get you familiar with everything that's possible with this integration. Then you'll see a demo of the tool itself, how easy it is to install, and exactly how it works. Then Max will give us a little sneak peek into some of the features we're currently working on to make this integration even better. And like I mentioned before, we'll close with a question and answer session. And with that, I'll go ahead and hand it over to you, Max.
This is GoTo in Microsoft Teams. The Better Together story is continuing this year by fully embedding the GoTo app within Teams with a new, more intuitive navigation panel. All GoTo features can now be used directly from Teams. The multi-channel inbox can be used to manage SMS and social media channels. And with built-in contact center, the soft phone provides all the advanced agent and supervisor features, including wrap-up time, directly to Teams for the most convenient call experience. The GoTo Teams integration enhances Teams with more phone system features, better support, new communication channels, and no Microsoft calling plan needed. Getting started is easy. The GoTo app can be installed from Microsoft App Source Center. A simple click, and you are ready to launch.
So this was our full integration with Microsoft Teams. But before we go back to Teams, I actually want to start with customer engagement. And this is actually important because it's really tied to our Microsoft Teams story, and you'll really understand why in a moment. So before I get into Teams, really customer engagement, we've introduced two new amazing features lately. The first one is our WhatsApp integration. So this is a completely new communication channel for customers, and it's really typical for our customers to have their users in regions that might not have SMS. So we have, for example, customers in California that have their customers in Mexico or Guatemala or even Brazil, and they can never receive the messages from those users with GoTo today. We've built a completely business WhatsApp account integration where you can sync your GoTo platform with WhatsApp, get all those inbound WhatsApp messages via our brand new shared inbox, and likewise use GoTo Connect for all the calling capabilities. So this is, again, a completely new channel for us, and it's been a great addition, and we've been seeing a lot of momentum on this new channel. The second big feature that I wanted to talk about around our customer engagement solution was the SMS dial plan node. And we actually have a small video of the SMS dial plan node that we should perhaps play because it's really insightful to showcase what can be done with it.
Introducing the SMS dial plan node. GoTo Connect's dial plan is now even more powerful by seamlessly blending call and messaging automations together. Let's explore how the SMS node can help your business. If it's crucial for you to notify customers via text when their calls are missed, GoTo has the solution. You can send automatic SMS replies to callers upon receiving or missing a call. And you can use any phone number from your account for texting, whether private or shared. When a private number is selected, like a number assigned to a user's extension, the text message sent will appear in that user's own inbox. And when a shared number, assigned to a shared inbox, is selected, those texts will show to everyone assigned to the inbox, facilitating team-wide message tracking and ensuring continuity of conversations. Now you can add a call deflection node in your dial plans. This is where the true power of the dial plan and shared inbox shines. Leveraging our advanced text-to-speech AI generator, you can prompt callers to text with a representative instead of waiting in a queue or if they've called outside regular business hours. Let's see how it works in a real example used by one of our customers in the healthcare industry.
Thank you for contacting Acme Health Services. The support team is currently occupied and won't be able to take your call. Please press 1 if you would like our support team to reach out by text.
Now that the greeting is done, let's add an SMS node to send the message. When customers press 1, the text is sent in the shared inbox, and the support team will be able to see the message and assign the right person to help the caller. The SMS dial plan node can be used in a variety of ways tailored for your business. And with dial plan analytics, you'll know how successful your automations are. GoTo's dial plan makes call and texting automations easy.
So now let's just hold on that information for a moment. I'm going to revisit it a bit later. So let's now dive into our actual Microsoft Teams integration. So GoTo, actually, we're pretty proud of offering multiple different integrations options. The first integration option that we offer, if we go on the next slide, is the Teams connector integration. So our Teams connector integration is our direct routing solution. So for the most part, this is going to be the most native Microsoft Teams integration out there, where all the calls get routed directly to the native dialer of Microsoft Teams. But of course, it comes at some cost in the sense that you need a Microsoft calling plan for that. Our second integration option is what we call the phone app. So the phone app is somewhat of a hybrid integration where you need to use the phone app sub-application within Microsoft Teams, but all the calls made from that phone app will be using the native Teams dialer via like a two-step click process, a bit like a click-to-call offering. And this is great because it only requires a single license, like a single calling plan license to get started. But again, it's not fully native in the same way as direct routing is. Lastly, we have now the brand new full integration that was launched last April, and that is exactly the video that we saw at the beginning of this session, but we'll showcase what we've done new since then. And this full integration is where really the power of GoTo and Teams come in. And again, I'm going to revisit this a bit later, but when we think about features like WhatsApp or the SMS dial plan node or any communication channel that is not offered directly in Teams, the full integration is there for users. So if you need to text customers, send visual fax, receive fax, and you want to have all your users directly within Microsoft Teams, the full integration is there. So on the spectrum of what we offer, for customers that care about, not having to retrain their users and maintaining the most native feel within Microsoft, but are okay with paying more, Teams Connector is there. And if you care more about having more features, if price is a somewhat of a concern, the full integration is there. So now let's jump into each of those into a bit more details. So if we go into the Teams Connector detail, it's really the typical Microsoft Teams experience. So your user within Teams, when your extensions or your phone number for your business rings, it's going to just ring the native dialer of Microsoft Teams, and it's fully Microsoft branded because, again, we're not touching anything on the Microsoft application. You're essentially using GoTo advanced call routing functionality and the core of GoTo Connect's platform to route the calls properly to Microsoft. And there's a lot of benefits of partnering with GoTo Connect here because we have much more robust call forwarding functionality, we have more reliability, and we have, in general, just better phone management functionality than Teams offers. And again, there's a benefit of keeping all the end users directly in Teams. Then if we go to the phone app as a second version of this, you'll slightly different. So the phone app, again, it's a bit small on the sidebar here, but you'll see that there's a sub application within the Microsoft Teams app. And then you get to this UI that has a bit more phone functionality. So you can see your active call. There's better directory management. You have better dialer with the selection of your caller ID before you're making those calls. So it's a bit more of a rich phone experience compared to the direct routing option, and also it comes at less cost overall. So very minor trade-off to get calls directly within Teams, incremental cost, but overall this is a great solution as well. But what we're really the most proud of this year is the last solution, which is our full integration. I need to start by saying that the full integration is fully free. There's no calling plan needed, and it comes with any GoTo Connect standard, pretty much GoTo Connect license. So as long as you have a Office 365 Microsoft license, or actually any Microsoft license providing access to Teams, you will be able to install the GoTo integration directly within Teams. Again, free of charge. And really this brings everything that we're good at GoTo Connect, which is bring new communication channels so you can reach or be reached by your customers on any of these channels. So we have full multi-inbox built in with SMS, visual fax, web chat, social media like Instagram and Facebook, and now WhatsApp. And we're about to also launch email for some of our products. So you can have a unified inbox within Microsoft Teams with all those customer, or let's say external facing communication channels that you don't really get with Microsoft. Likewise, if you care about making sure you have the best calling experience for your customers and you want to just manage calls, it also comes with full attendant console support and even contact center support. So you basically can serve any types of basically, users making calls in your organization with this integration. And then we'll be showing this a bit later, but we're working on full Microsoft Teams presence sync between GoTo and Microsoft. So let's go into some full matrix of where we kind of position everything. And please note, there's a lot of content on this specific slide, but all of that will be available in the materials section. So you can go download a little PDF file showing this matrix if you care about knowing how to position everything. But it's pretty much everything that I said. So on one hand, Teams Connector, a bit more expensive, but it's native. Then the full integration really, really shines in terms of advanced functionality, better mobile functionality, all the missing channels, analytics, customer engagement, and of course, contact center features. So everything that Teams doesn't do well, GoTo is there to fill that specific gap. Because obviously, Microsoft Teams is a fantastic product, and we're not there to replace Teams. We're really present to enhance the Teams experience, and that's what GoTo Connect full integration does. So that's where we kind of position our integrations. And now we'll actually go into what we've been doing since launch in April. So what's new since April? Well, the first thing that we've tried to do is just get a better look and feel. So we want our users using the full integration to really feel as part of being in a Microsoft user. So we've completely redesigned the GoTo Connect theme to now fit the Microsoft Teams theme, which is like all the purple and the fonts. So if you're using this new integration, it's going to feel much more embedded within Microsoft Teams, just more convenient overall to use. And I think it just looks better overall. And of course, if you prefer to be on, for example, dark theme, if you want to look at that, well, dark theme is also now fully supported. So it doesn't matter in which, let's say, preference mode that you're using this integration. It's just going to look really good overall, and we're really proud of like making sure that we look embedded as part of the Microsoft story. Then another big point of improvements was the overall app performance. So typically speaking, when you install a app from the Microsoft Teams App Store, these application pretty much renders like almost as if you were visiting a web page. So every time you click on a plugin or app source install, it's going to re-render the entire experience, and it's kind of clunky and slow. And we've been working a lot on overall performance and reliability in the last 2 months, and you're about to see a drastic performance improvement gain in about 2 weeks' time. So we're going to be shipping a new version of the integration that loads much faster. The soft phone is also a lot more polished. So you have the normal experience, you have the contact center experience like we can see here, and you even have the receptionist full attendant console experience built in that are now much more performant. So that's for us is really critical. We want the app to feel snappy and just like load quickly overall. So we focus a lot on overall reliability. Then if we move forward, there's a couple of also really neat little improvements we've made. So the first one is we are now bringing every single new communication channels to the Microsoft Teams multi-shared inbox. So this design here is showcasing our new WhatsApp channel that we've released about a month ago, and we're getting amazing traction from. But you can now really picture that everything GoTo Connect does in terms of adding communication channel, we're about to launch email in like I don't want to pronounce myself, but very shortly we're about to launch email as well. They'll just appear directly in your Microsoft Teams inbox. So now really I want to start thinking about Microsoft Teams being the sole endpoint for all customer and internal collaboration solutions. So it doesn't matter if you want to reach a customer or reach someone in your team, Microsoft Teams will be the app to do this, and you'll be able to do the external communication with GoTo more effortlessly. So we're really proud of like really ensuring everything we build moving forward is always included as part of Microsoft Teams. Then on another pretty important feature, Outlook calendar sync. So we've received a lot of feedback from our customers that they want to block their agenda because they have some specific items to do. So for example, I always give this one of a customer of mine is a law firm, and they like to block their calendar when they have court appointments. So they're not on a phone call, they're not in a meeting per se, they just want to block their agenda, but they want that to be reflected in the phone system. So we've introduced Outlook calendar sync, where if you sync your calendar with the app, we will render the actual in a meeting Outlook calendar event to everyone else. So before I'm transferring a call to this specific lawyer in a court appointment, you'll be able to know that ahead of time. And this can be used in multiple different ways, of course. So that was a very nice improvement to the product as well. Then moving forward to contact center improvements, one of the most major updates we've done is completely redesign our wallboards and bring those wallboards within the Microsoft Teams application. So you can probably reach to your customer success manager's team or to a sales rep of GoTo to have a demo of this. But we now have fully customizable widgets and wallboards for supervisors directly within Microsoft Teams, and it's really great everything that can be done now. There's a lot more visual and actionable insights for our contact center customers. And likewise, we also have improvements for agents, actually improvements for dashboards in general, but even the agent dashboard has been improved quite a bit. And all the improvements we made for the contact center experience is also part of the Microsoft Teams application. So this really makes GoTo one of the rare vendors on the market that has their entire contact center suite really built in within Microsoft Teams directly. Like very few go to the extent of like embedding and making sure that the entire product lives within Teams. So that's pretty much it on the updates since April. but we still have some work to do. So what's really coming next? And I want to talk about maybe only two core features that have been asked the most in general by our customers. The first one is, what about mobile? So we launched this, web and desktop Microsoft Teams integration, but the mobile experience is a bit limited today. You simply put can really only see the call history, and you can't really make the phone calls using GoTo's platform from Teams. So we'll be addressing this year. The first flow that we'll be supporting is actually pretty neat. So from the Microsoft Teams mobile app, you'll be able to go into the GoTo experience, and from there you can register your native phone number in the application. And every time you'll be making an outbound call from the Microsoft Teams mobile, for example, from your contact list, we will redirect the user to the native dialer on the phone, but that phone call will still be made as a platform call using your business number. So you're pretty much using your native dialer on your phone, but the customers you're reaching out will always be done via the actual business or the go-to business number. This is a pretty neat way of ensuring that you only need one app on your mobile device, which is the Microsoft Teams mobile app, and you can do pretty much everything there. But we're not going to really stop there. So we will also introduce what we call a bit like hybrid call routing, where you can use the Microsoft Teams mobile app, but still have direct routing built in as a hybrid state between the two. So that's going to be also a major improvements where you'll be able to pretty much choose how you want your calls to render within Microsoft Teams mobile. So yeah, we haven't forgotten about mobile. It's coming pretty soon. And then the next one, which has been requested so often, is full Microsoft Teams presence sync with GoTo. And this one, like, it's even a pain point for myself. Like, if I click do not disturb in Microsoft Teams, I want do not disturb to appear in my GoTo system. If I click appear offline in Microsoft Teams, I want appear offline to appear in GoTo. So having this sync between Microsoft Teams and GoTo is, absolutely on the radar, and we're working on it right now. We're looking at also releasing this next quarter. So that has been pretty asked, and we've addressed those concerns. I think that's pretty much it for me. So these are the two major improvements that are coming like on the very short term, and then there's going to be additional webinar when more features are coming in. But I think now it's time to get a demo from Ben. So I'm ready to switch, and if there's any question, I'll be more than happy to answer your DM. Thank you very much.
I'm excited to introduce you to the GoTo embedded app within Microsoft Teams. Let's take a look at the new integration and show how it fits within one window, giving the end user access to all of their tools without having to navigate away from Teams. I will start first on the setup process. As you can see, I have my Teams application launched. I've received instructions from my IT team to install a new app that will allow me to make external calls from Teams, as well as send SMS, fax, or even manage my contact center experience. On the apps page, you will find the new app under GoTo. The GoTo app, embedded app, runs on a companion plugin that is installed at setup process. You can see it's running in my taskbar up here. On Windows, it would run in your system tray. Otherwise, it is invisible to the user. Going about their day, the user can now, via the GoTo embedded app, begin to make calls, check voicemails, check fax. We'll go through this process now. I'll bring up the dial pad. Here's my dial pad. From here, all of GoTo features are unlocked. I can select my outbound caller ID for which number I'm going to call out from, and then I can dial a name or number of a contact. I'll go ahead and make a call now. My call is live. All standard soft phone features or call control features are available within this dial pad. As you can see, I could click this add button. Search again by name or number to bring someone in for a conference call. I could put this call on hold or even utilize GoTo's call park feature, where I could select a preset parking spot or punch in a custom parking spot to put this call on hold. In addition, I have the transfer feature, where again, I can type the name or number of a contact and select the method of transfer, whether that's direct, warm, or send straight to voicemail. I can complete that transfer down below. If you want to expand your view and utilize our virtual sidecar, you can do so here. This is useful if you want to have contacts available at a glance, or even if you're a contact center agent, utilizing our contact center license, where you can create a new contact, access your call notes, and even set dispositions or tag the call. Perhaps you're a receptionist running helping a small or medium-sized business, and you've opted for our attendant console. You could open it up here and manage calls across the organization from here using our attendant console for that click and drag feature or call transfer, call intercept. If I wanted to use or access my voicemails, they would be available here. I could click a voicemail, play it, and listen to it directly from my computer. And if transcription is enabled, I can read that transcript down below. If I'm a user that needs to access faxes or send faxes, that fax tab is also available here, where I could click and view faxes sent to my virtual fax machine, or even send a fax. From here, I could select the number I'm sending from, again, dial the contact's name or number, and go through the steps where I attach my file and send the fax. If I'm a user who needs to access text messages, up here is our inbox. Whether you're just utilizing one-to-one text or potentially using our customer engagement tool where you utilize a shared inbox. Those conversations are viewed here, where you can navigate among the different conversations. Click into an existing conversation you have going on and utilize all of our customer engagement tools, such as the Message AI Assistant or even pre-written messages. Also, the ability to tag your conversations for reporting later. This also includes access to chat queues from our contact center experience if you're licensed for such, where you could click into your chat queue and continue conversations from here as well. Perhaps you've been placed in charge of sending outbound text campaigns. The Engage button is also built into the GoTo embedded app. From here, you can manage past campaigns or even create your new campaigns. Again, utilizing our message crafting tool with AI or templates or variables. Contacts are managed from this tab, where you can manage your private, company, or shared contacts. If you've opted for our contact center offering, whether you're an agent, supervisor, or an admin, this can all be viewed from directly within the GoTo embedded app. A supervisor could access their dashboard and see data for the day that our contact center offering provides. And finally, there is a quick link to our analytics tab. Once clicked, you'd be able to navigate to your standard reports, advanced call reports, or even your contact center analytics, where you could view most mentioned topics if your AI is built into your contact center. In conclusion, the GoTo embedded app in Teams is more than just a phone system. It's a unified communication solution that brings together GoTo's voice, video, and messaging into a single, easy-to-use platform within Microsoft Teams. It's designed to make your work life easier, more productive, and ensure that your team stays connected, no matter where they are. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to answering any questions you may have.
What's some amazing capabilities between WhatsApp and Microsoft These new integration options are just mind-blowing. I'm sure there's already some of you saying, I want in, and how do I get in? So I'm going to go ahead and launch a poll and give you guys a couple seconds and give you the opportunity to get one of our experts to reach out to you as soon as this event ends. So I'll give you just another second to click yes. I want to talk to an expert. Awesome. Awesome. Great. Perfect. I think we can go ahead and close the poll and jump into questions. Let's just dive right into it. Hi, Ben. Thank you for all the insights in the demo.
Of course.
So one of the first questions we have, if Microsoft Teams is down, do I still have the ability to make phone calls?
You absolutely would, because it's our app that's built into Teams. If Teams is down, you could still access our native applications, whether that's via browser at app.goto.com, or you could have it installed on your desktop or laptop and still be able to access and make calls from the GoTo native applications.
Perfect. Great. And what additional licenses would I need?
Yeah, good question. Previous integrations have required additional licensing. Max reviewed that briefly, such as the Teams connector and the phone app. This embedded app does not require any additional licensing on the Teams side, nor does it require any additional licensing on the GoTo side. So long as a user is licensed with the GoTo license, they can just go to the Teams App Store and install it. No additional cost.
Great. That's awesome to hear. And I know we answered this question directly, but just so the broader audience can hear it as well. Did you add a text to voice component to the dial plan? If so, when does that become available?
It is available now. It's been available for at least a couple months, I believe, but it is available in two spots. So one in the dial plan editor, when you go to create a new sound clip, it pops up an option to use the text to speech option to record. Or if you're in your admin portal and you go to the audio library to create a new sound clip, that's where you can use that tool as well. So should save your staff members having to be the voice of the company. There are some great AI voices in there available to you.
Awesome. Yay. AI at its best. Okay, another question I see. I see two apps in the team store, GoTo and GoTo Meeting. Which is the correct one to use for these features?
GoTo.
Perfect. All right. Answered that one quickly. Wait, let me get to the next one. All right, here's one. If you're on a call in Teams, what happens if you get a call on GoTo at the same time?
If you're on a Teams native call, we will still send in a call from the GoTo app, being that it's being routed over GoTo rather than the Teams environment.
Great. Awesome. And then I think we have time for one more if I see it here. And then does the GoTo integration support screen sharing?
Yeah, the meetings part of GoTo Connect, GoTo Meeting is built in to our application. Granted, from the Teams version, it is hidden since typically you're doing meetings within Teams. But if you want to screen share from a GoTo Meeting product, you can open up GoTo Meeting via the GoTo Connect application and screen share from there.
Perfect. Awesome. And we are coming up on time, everyone. So I know you guys had some amazing, and there's tons more questions in there that we just don't have enough time to get to today. So with that, I want to give you all one more opportunity. If we weren't able to get to your question, please take advantage of the opportunity to be connected with an expert. So I'll launch the poll one more time to give you a last chance for an expert to reach out to you to continue this discussion. So if you didn't answer yes the first time and now you want to answer yes, please go ahead and do so. If you already answered yes the first time, don't worry, your name is captured, but wanted to give one last opportunity for those who might have changed their mind to connect with an expert. Perfect. Awesome. Perfect. And with that, Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Max, so much for joining today and sharing all these insights and information about these awesome integrations. And thank you guys for joining us. Happy Friday Eve. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Thursdays from wherever you're located, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you all. Bye.